Hello
Hello
there.
there. Welcome back. This is episode, I believe, 4. I'm gonna check because I'd feel like an idiot if I got this wrong. This is episode. Let's see. This is episode 5. No, yeah, 5. Wow. Season 2 of In a Galaxy. I'm bad with numbers right now. And we watched this episode. We watched from the 80th to the 100th minute of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I'm Eli.
I'm Jacob.
And let's just dive on into this because we got a bunch of good stuff. So we're off at Tatooine. See ya. We won't be back here until like midway through Episode 2, I believe. And we are going to Coruscant, which is personally one of my favorite Star Wars planets.
It's an interesting one for sure. The heart of the galaxy.
Yep. And, you know, I gotta say, I know they used CG, like, very, very willy-nilly in the prequels, but the CG on Coruscant is just beautiful, I gotta say.
It really is.
It's really, really cool. Once we touch down on Coruscant, we get a look at Palpatine as a senator, his public, appearance.
One thing I was confused about, going back just before I forget we move on, in terms of the animation, it was cool and very artistic. And I think one of the interesting artistic decisions that kind of confused me a little bit, I guess, was during the sunset scene. They made the sun absolutely huge. So how close is Coruscant to the sun, I wonder?
Interesting. That's an interesting question. Let's see if Wikipedia, when in doubt, consult Wikipedia about this. I'm actually interested to see. I'm looking up Coruscant on Wikipedia. Let's see if it has an answer. Again, thank you to the people at starwars.fandom.com/Wikipedia for their information. Let's see. So, Coruscant is its own system. It doesn't exactly... Oh, wait, no. Relatively far from its small sun.
Yeah.
It's far away, apparently.
It's far away from the sun.
So
maybe the sun is like in the later stages of the That actually makes sense.
And
maybe the sun is getting really big because it's in the later stages. Yeah. Or I bet is it?
Nope.
Small
what does it say? Sun. It says specifically Coruscant orbited relatively far from its small sun. I don't know what that means, but like, I think the people at Wikipedia are out to get you or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I wonder where they got that information. Yeah,
I don't know. That is so strange. That is so strange. Believe it or not, actually, Coruscant has the same day length and year length as Earth does.
That makes sense because they call it makes sense. I feel like that Coruscant, because it is the center of the galaxy.
Yep.
And Coruscant is like where humans are supposedly originate from, and they call they call English Galactic Basic.
Yep.
And they call oh god, what do they call? They call what's it called? They call like English writing, like the Roman alphabet.
Orbesh?
No, not Orabesh. That's different. They call it High Galactic, which is interesting.
Oh, High Galactic, yes.
And
let's see.
Maybe a little bit elitist. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I bet Palpatine loves the fact that it's called High Galactic. You can bet on it.
Maybe it was developed during the High Republic.
Maybe it was developed during the High Republic. I don't know.
Let's see. So, we also get a look at the current Chancellor Finis Valorum. Interesting fact here. In Legends, Valorum was the latest politician in a line of famous and successful politicians with the last name Valorum. His great ancestor, about 1,000 years prior, Tarsus Valorum, was maybe the most famous and most effective of all of the Valorums, reforming the Republic after the new Sith Wars. I knew that name. It's made very clear, at least in Legends, that Valorum only got the chancellorship because of his heritage. and his family.
So that's why
that's why he's such an ineffective
weak
chancellor. What's going on? It's Future Eli, like always, and this is a perfect place for a Future Eli, I think, because it's I'm looking at the Valorum family, and of the members, this is Legends, by the way, because they have more complete information about it. Tarsus Valorum, of course, Tullius Valorum, Lyca Valorum, Eixes Valorum, and Finis Valorum, of course. All of them, I think, were involved in politics in some way, and they were apparently from the planet of Eriadu, and which is also the planet where the Tarkin family was from. Just some interesting things about the Valorum family. Then we see Palpatine talking to Padme and her handmaidens in, I think, what is his suite. And the first thing he says is, there is no civility, only politics.
That sounds like
the Jedi Code, right?
I know, it sounds like that.
I literally wrote down Senator Code, ? There is no death, there is only the Force. There is no passion, only serenity. There is no civility, only politics.
There is no civility, only politics. That's just saying this dark voice.
You gotta, and, Palpatine's talking about the ineffectiveness of the Senate, which is interesting because for one of the only times in the prequels, he's probably, actually saying what he believes.
Yeah.
Darth Sidious actually believes that the Senate is ineffective, and it's interesting to see him actually revealing his true colors when you least expect it.
I totally agree.
Let's see. Also, Palpatine talks about another option for getting the situation on Naboo to be better is to go to the courts.
The courts.
Yeah. I think, if you remember in the first episode of this season, I talked about how if there was a Galactic House of Representatives and what that meant.
Maybe the courts is like the other branch of the government.
I was about to say, I was thinking about the court's role in this, and they say, and Padme says the courts take forever to decide the verdict. And I'm like, why do they take so long? What's their role? Is the Republic really a democracy? Do they just kid themselves into saying they're a democracy? It's really confusing. I mean, I guess I was just thinking the Supreme Court in the United States usually takes a certain amount of cases a year that only get appealed to a certain high level, and I think they only do it in June. They only accept their cases in June, so maybe the Galactic Courts may work in a similar way. Am I overthinking this?
I wonder. Yeah. That's a good question because, I think they also mentioned the courts in Revenge of the Sith, because he says, when Anakin says, no, Palpatine must stand trial, and Mace Windu is about to execute, Mace Windu says, no, he has control of the Senate and the courts. Which makes me think that the courts are important. Probably.
They are important, which is weird that we never see them.
Yeah, it is weird that we never see them since they are importante.
And then we get Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan go to the Jedi Council. And let me just tell you, as a big, huge lover of the Jedi, this scene was basically heaven for me. Because I love seeing all the Jedi again. And, we get some Yoda action. We get some Ki-Adi-Mundi action. We get Plo Koon to the side. Wish he...
Yep. Sorry, some stuff fell over on my desk.
Okay.
It's all good.
I was gonna say we get Plo Koon on the side. We get some Saisi Teen. We get Yaddle, female Yoda Yaddle on the side. We get Evan Peel. We get some good Jedi stuff. I like it. We get Adi Gallia pre Savage Opress mauling.
Dang.
I'm still a little angry about that, honestly. But yeah, any comments on the Senate stuff with Palpatine or the Jedi stuff before I move on?
Not really. if we're just talking about that plot wise, don't really have anything to say. It was interesting. It's cool. It's cool to see, like, I guess, like how manipulative he is. You know,
Yeah.
he is crazy, crazy.
So as much as it hurts me to say, a lot of the dialogue from the Jedi seems very, 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 very problematic.
A lot of the dialogue from a lot of people seems pretty problematic.
This is a segment with a lot of problematic dialogue. I do agree, but the Jedi even too problematic for my taste, and I cut the Jedi quite a bit of slack. But Ki-Adi-Mundi says that the Sith have been extinct for millennia. First of all, we know they haven't.
Yeah.
But the second of all, the last Sith that the Jedi knew of was, one of my favorite Sith.
I stand by my theory that Ki-Adi-Mundi caused the downfall of the Republic and the Jedi Order.
It's not a terrible theory. I think the same could be
it's
true.
It's kind of a meme. It literally got started by a meme, but I can't help but believe it when you see, like...
I believe that theory,
how many times you just, like...
I believe in that theory except for replace Ki-Adi-Mundi with Mace Windu, but we'll get to that later.
Oh, really? Mace Windu?
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
Interesting.
Mace Windu,
because Mace Windu says the same thing. He says, impossible. If the Sith are here, we would be aware of it.
I do not believe the Sith Head could return without us knowing. And, like, come on, Mace. The only way the Sith could have returned is without you knowing. Like, literally, they would not announce their return to the galaxy. I mean, they kind of did at the end of the movie, but seriously. The Sith wouldn't just say, hey, we're back. Screw you, Jedi. We're back. They wouldn't just do that. That is, like, so... That's such and bad also, logic.
Yeah. I know. And what's the other thing? What's he say? Oh, gosh, he said something funny. I thought there was this funny thing I saw. Yeah. It's like... to kind of mocking that, I saw this meme the other day that said, you think you're under a lot of pressure? Imagine Darth Maul. He was the first Sith to be revealed in a whole millennia.
Yeah,
Imagine
no
what
kidding.
he must have been going through up to that point.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, what I was going to say is the last Sith the Jedi knew of was one of my favorite Sith, Darth Bane.
Bane.
You know how much I love Bane. I think you read the first book of the Bane trilogy. I read all three. Darth Bane's just such a legend. Let me just say this. Darth Bane is like... he was super duper smart. He basically tricked all the Sith of his time into getting blown up and leaving him as the only surviving Sith.
I know. He tricked them. How great is that?
Sith are known for deviousness. That scene is
so intense. That scene is so crazy.
Sith are known for deviousness. He out-devious the other Sith.
Yeah, why would Lord Khan go through that?
He out-Sith the Sith. Because any Sith, even the Sith have more hubris than the Jedi of the prequel trilogy, although that's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, so, did you notice that on Disney Plus, they replaced the Episode 1 Puppet Yoda with CGI?
I did not notice that, so that must mean it's the new version?
They probably just, they did it on Blu-ray for the Phantom Menace, and they did it on the 3D re-release of the Phantom Menace in 2010. So they probably used the Blu-ray release, but I have an unpopular opinion. Are you ready for this? I think the Episode 1 Puppet Yoda is better.
You think Episode 1 Puppet Yoda is better?
Yep.
I thought, this might be controversial, I thought Yoda's voice sounded really bad in this for some reason. It didn't sound right to me. It just wasn't what I was used to compared to Frank Oz. It was Frank Oz in this, right?
It's still Frank Oz.
It just didn't seem right to me compared to what had happened in the, compared to what he sounded like in the originals. I honestly don't know what to tell you. He just sounded...
Actually, that's weird, because
it was different.
Recently, I just sat down and rewatched Empire Strikes Back because of the 40th anniversary. I was watching this a couple days after I did that. I'm like, oh yeah, pretty on point. That's interesting. Yeah, but I still think the Puppet Yoda. I'll put a link to a picture of Puppet Yoda. Look up right now, Jacob. Look up Episode 1 Yoda. Okay. It's gonna look a little strange to you, but I think
Episode 1 Yoda, which Puppet Yoda?
Puppet Yoda. Episode 1 Puppet Yoda. It looks.
Episode 1 Puppet Yoda. I know Episode 1 Puppet Yoda. Dang, that's gnarly.
I really like it. I don't know what it is. I really like it.
What? You like it? Okay, yo. Rebels, Yoda in Star Wars Rebels gets a lot of flack. And yeah,
And he
he
should.
is pretty smooth. It's not the best. But this, oh my god.
Actually,
it just is so off-putting to me. I can't get past
I don't know.
it.
I like it. I think it really relates back to his almost comic role in episode 5 when he meets Luke. I think it's probably because I saw it like the first times I saw episode 1, I saw Puppet Yoda, not CGI Yoda. And I think for the lines, Yoda looks a little jarring because I know he's not saying those lines. The Puppet Yoda is saying those lines, but yeah, I think the Puppet Yoda is better.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I think CGI Yoda works for 2 and 3, just fine because that's the original intent. But I think let's see. Oh yeah, we have of course the prophecy. We have our first mention of the prophecy.
The prophecy is true.
Yeah,
reminds me of the cat vine. The prophecy is true. Cat. Yeah.
So there is actually, I know there is an actual, let's see. So yeah, here we go. This is the literal prophecy, from, I think it's from Master and Apprentice, actually, in the canon. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
A chosen one shall come, born of no father, and through him will the ultimate balance in the Force be restored.
I mean, technically, for a while in the canon, there was 2 Jedi and 2 Sith. So
here's the thing. There's the prophecy. I believe has 2 interpretations to it. There's the Revenge of the Sith interpretation and the Return of the Jedi interpretation.
What's the Revenge of the Sith? Oh, that was bringing balance to the Force?
Yeah.
That's kind of a meme, though. That really doesn't, like...
And then there's the Return of the Jedi one, which I believe, which is...
The dark side is unbalanced.
Yeah, the dark side is corruption.
The dark side is, like, not balanced. Like, it never will be.
By destroying the Sith, and it does say, destroy the Sith and bring balance to the Force. So I believe that when Anakin sacrifices himself to kill not only himself, but Palpatine as the final Sith, that he does restore balance to the Force.
Until Palpatine comes back later and makes the whole thing pointless, in my opinion. But, yeah.
Okay, I digress, but,
I'm sorry, that was totally my fault for...
No, it's fine. It's good. I know how you feel about the sequels.
Yeah.
I've known that for about 3 years.
Hey, I like The Force Awakens.
Which is, ironically, in my opinion, is the worst of the sequels.
Ironic.
Let's see.
Ironic.
Oh yeah, by the way, before Mace Windu even meets Anakin, he already has a grudge against Anakin. What the heck is that? I mean, I thought in the Clone Wars Season 7, when Windu was like to Ahsoka, I'm sorry these matters are beyond your concern, citizen. I thought that was petty, but this is another level of petty.
Bro, it's Samuel Jackson, in my opinion. Of course it's petty.
I don't know.
Samuel Jackson.
I don't know. Samuel L. Jackson should be way more of a badass than he is as Mace Windu, I gotta say.
I know, some of his lines, you can really tell that there's no direction because the lines of different people are so all over the place. Even within the same scene. Like when Mace Windu says, send him in then, he sounds so casual and almost sad compared to the way he sounds when I was just impossible. You would have known about it.
And I think that's true with other people. When I talked a couple episodes back about when I thought they stuck Liam Neeson's head in a freezer before they did the
what? What does that even? Wait, what does that even mean?
Because he was so stiff.
Oh, everyone is so stiff in this. Padme Amidala, bro.
So stiff.
Natalie Portman, critically acclaimed actress. I'm gonna look up. She got an Academy Award for Best Actress, a Golden Globe, a BAFTA, a Critics' Choice Award.
This is early in her career.
She's got multiple Golden Globe awards.
She's a good actress normally.
She's got a Screen Actors Award.
She's a good actress normally.
God.
Normally. It's painful.
She just didn't. Yeah, it's so painful.
It's
so painful.
Very
she has
painful.
This weird accent. Everything's just wrong.
Yeah,
it's so wrong.
It's
all wrong.
One last thing before we go on to the Senate from the Jedi.
Yeah.
I feel bad that we only in the prequels hear from 3 Jedi on the Council: Yoda, Mace, and Ki-Adi-Mundi. I think we should have heard from Plo Koon or Kit Fisto, or we do hear from them in the Clone Wars, and that's why I'm grateful for the Clone Wars. But seriously, though, Plo Koon in the Council, on the Council for all 3 movies. Saiki Teen in the Council for all 3 movies. Number of words said from them combined, 0.
Yeah. True. Except when
we're in the Senate now. And man, this scene to me kind of reminds me of why quite a few people hate the Phantom Menace.
Acting?
Or no, the entire Senate scene. The dialogue, the acting, the logistics.
Oh my god, yeah. The acting, dear God.
We'll get into it, but first of all, the Trade Federation has their own Senate seat. I know the Republic is corrupt. We've been beaten over the head with that. But the Trade Federation has a Senate seat.
I think, Eli, this is crazy, because this might be the one time where I feel more lenient than you do about the Phantom Menace or the prequels in general. Which is that, to me, it makes sense, not gonna lie.
Yeah. It makes sense to me. It's just a lot of the stuff in this movie is just so outrageous that it's like, really? Really? This is happening?
I do get it.
Yeah.
I do understand what you mean. Definitely can't, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah. Valorum in this scene is, all over the place for me. It's like, first, when the Trade Federation, when Padme is saying, hey guys, the Trade Federation is really, really messing stuff up in Naboo, the Trade Federation says, no, none of it's true. But Valorum's like, sit down, Trade Federation. And then when they do it again, he's completely silent.
It's like, oh, fine. Maybe they DM'd him on PayPal and saying, it's like, we'll PayPal you. We'll PayPal you $1,000 if you shut up. And he's like, oh, okay.
1,000 credits. 1,000 credits.
1,000 credits. Because Palpatine did say they're on the payroll of the something.
Of the Federation. The bureaucrats.
On the payroll of the Federation.
Also,
rather simplistic view of things. He just said they're bureaucrats.
Palpatine is a magician, by the way. When he says, step right up, Palpatine, the magician here. I have the power to make Chancellor Valorum's power disappear.
I have the power to save the ones you love.
I was gonna go with, I have the power to make Chancellor Valorum's power completely disappear into thin air.
Yeah. Not gonna lie. That is.
This scene, the Senate scene is a mess. The Senate scene is a mess. And by the way, what I'm about to say, the line I'm about to say is an actual line that Chancellor Valorum says to Padme in this movie. I transcribed it directly from the movie. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Will you defer your motion to allow a commission to explore the validity of your accusations?
Wow. Thrilling action. So thrilling.
It is.
My God.
It is just so terrible.
Best dialogue of all time. Perfect. George Lucas is like, I put in Jar Jar because the prequels are children's movies, which is why you put in that.
Yeah, no kidding.
It is.
It is. Also, we get. If you look carefully, I marked the time down. If you go to the 1 hour, 29 minute, 12 second mark, around there, if you look at the left corner of the screen, you can see ETs.
Yep, ETs.
And because George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, for those of you who don't know, were really good buddies. They worked on Indiana Jones together. And when in E.T. when E.T. sees a Yoda costume, he points to him and says, "Home, home, home." And in this, George Lucas put some ETs in the Phantom Menace in the Senate.
E.T. and Star Wars, same universe confirmed.
Same universe confirmed.
So the question is, which one happens first?
That is a good question. We gotta have a Star Wars E.T. EU timeline. Let's do this.
E.T. headcanon. Let's go.
Let's go.
I don't much go for headcanons, but
meme of the week. We got our meme of the week. Go ahead. Meme of the week. This is my favorite meme from the Phantom Menace. I think. I know I said that about.
I actually don't know which one you're referring to. I'm sorry.
Milady, Senator Palpatine has been nominated for the chancellorship.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
A surprise, to be sure.
So is the implication when he said, is the implication there is that like he's gonna rig the vote because his plan all along? I feel like that's the implication.
Yeah, he's gonna rig the vote. I'm pretty sure in Legends it was confirmed that he rigged the vote. I don't think it's canon that he rigged the vote, but he rigged the vote.
Yep.
Also, he mentions...
I'd expect nothing less from the great Sith Lord.
Panaka also mentions that Bail Antilles of Alderaan is running, and I'm like 99%
he would make
sure
that
better. He'd make a better Chancellor than Palpatine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. We go back to the Jedi Council, and man, the Jedi are not looking good. They're harsh and mean to Anakin. They're very harsh and very mean to Anakin. And they say all that stuff in front of him. Like, this movie is making me dislike my favorite character in Star Wars more and more and more.
Obi-Wan?
Yoda.
No, wait, what? Yoda. Yoda's your favorite. I thought it was Obi-Wan.
No, Yoda. Obi-Wan's number 2 for me, but like...
Oh.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan saying something to Qui-Gon and Qui-Gon says that's a point of view. And so my only assumption is that Obi-Wan learned from a certain point of view from Qui-Gon.
Yeah, he did.
Which is terrible.
Qui-Gon probably said the exact same thing. What I told you was true. It said the exact same thing to him when he like straight up lied to him too.
Yeah, I would bet honestly. And then we get our explanation of midichlorians. And man, it is painful. It is painful. We've already talked enough about midichlorians. I think 2 episodes ago, was it? Jacob?
Yeah, maybe.
And so we're not going to go into depth into it, I guess, now as much. But I will note, did you know in George Lucas's sequel trilogy, midichlorians...
You were going to go inside midichlorians, right?
Midichlorians would be explored further. I'm not saying the sequel trilogy is good for that reason. I'm just saying could have been worse.
Yeah, just saying maybe, just maybe we dodged a bullet.
Yeah, like the sequel trilogy, needed a bunch of things, but the one thing it didn't need is to explore midichlorians more. Let's see. So they go back to Naboo, and Padme says to Jar Jar Binks, "I need your help." And let me just go ahead. I'm going to send my thoughts and prayers to anyone who needs help from Jar Jar Binks, because you picked the wrong guy. No one can get any...
You picked the wrong house, fool.
No one can really use...
Yeah, no one can,
help from Jar Jar Binks.
The dialogue was more cringy than I remember, especially Natalie Portman's, just because, normally she's, so talented, and this was just,
Yeah, it's bad. But I think that's going to be it for this episode of In a Galaxy. Now, before we go, I have an announcement about next week. I have a big surprise. Jacob, do me a favor. Jacob and I have a sheet about our episodes that we're planning. Next episode is not a regular episode. Jacob, go on our document. Let's show you why. Okay?
All right. I'm seeing this for the first time, too. So
yeah, this is going to
let's see.
So, the day we post our next episode is June 5th. What's so special about June 5th?
It's my birthday.
It is Jacob's birthday. And so I decided we need a
birthday.
Special episode for Jacob's birthday.
Wait, okay, this is a lot of, whoa.
Yeah.
I can't read this sheet. Wait, I'm just gonna look. Oh,
but anyway, I thought we need a special episode for Jacob's birthday. So.
Oh, how lovely.
So I am introducing this new kind of series called what I call Character Appreciation Day, where we just go through and we talk about a character that we love and talk about their history, talk about what we love about them. And Jacob, I thought it would be fun for you live to tell us what our first character for Character Appreciation Day will be.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. What a fantastic early birthday present. I am not sure, honestly.
Take a couple minutes. I want you to announce it this episode so we get some anticipation.
I'll announce it. I'll announce it at the end of the episode.
This is the end of the episode.
Oh, this is the end of the episode. I'm sorry. I thought we were gonna. Okay. Let's go with. I'm actually struggling here. There's so many characters I love. You know what? Screw it. We're doing Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is our first character for Character Appreciation Day. I'm actually just going to write that down. So next week, we are going to be covering what is just awesome about Obi-Wan Kenobi. And believe me, I think there's a lot. That is going to be it for this episode of In a Galaxy. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe to us on Anchor, Breaker, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, healthcare.gov. Let's see. Make sure to watch Beyond the Galaxy. By the time this is out, I mean, this was true last week, but Jacob has his episode playing Galaxy of Heroes out. And I'm going to record my second episode soon. Yeah, and so we'll see you guys next week for a Character Appreciation Day for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We sure will.
Yeah, and may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you, and thanks for listening.